Tottenham can win the Europa League this season. At least that is what every fan should be telling themselves as Spurs prepare to get their campaign underway at home against Qarabağ on Thursday night. Probably the best opportunity, in my opinion, that Tottenham will have of winning a trophy this season, and it is imperative that the club get off to a good start in the competition at home against one of the lowest ranked sides in the tournament. As I say every week, there are no excuses not to be winning this game. So let's all hope that for the first Thursday night game of the season, everything goes smoothly, everything goes to as planned, and Tottenham come away with 3 points and a positive start to their Europa League. A competition that we've not really been in over the last few years because of Champions League commitments and then being out of Europe entirely last season, but we are back. We've always notoriously struggled to get really past, say, the quarterfinals or round of 16 stage of the Europa League, but I'm really hopeful that that is going to change this season. Qarabağ in particular, this first game of the season, although I don't like to take any opponent lightly, it should be a routine win. However, it should have been a routine win against Coventry. You know, I know that Tottenham don't like to make things easy for themselves, but there are a few things that I would like to see for the game. I would love to see and try and find that balance between playing a strong enough team to win the game, but also giving some minutes to the players that we haven't necessarily seen as much as we would have hoped this season. Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall, Mikey Moore. Those are the three names in particular that I'm really hoping Tottenham fans get to see on Thursday. It's going to be my first game of the season at the stadium on Thursday night. So by all means, if you see me wandering around the stadium before the game, feel free to come and say hello. You don't have to, but I'm always happy to have a chat. I'm just really excited to be able to get back into that stadium and watch Ange Ball in the flesh once again after going a good few times last season. And I know it's not as straightforward as just turning up and winning. However, regardless of the team that we put out on the pitch, I think Tottenham will turn up. They will take control of the game, dominate possession, create lots of chances. I think the question will be, the age-old one at the moment, is can we stick the ball in the back of a net? And I think what better way to put a statement out to the rest of the teams in Europa League, you know, the Romas, the Manchester Uniteds, everybody else in there. What better way to put a statement of intent out to them by going out in this first game and just hammering Qarabağ, absolutely obliterating and putting 4, 5, 6 goals past them and laying a marker down to the competition that we are taking it seriously and we are going all out to win this competition, because we should be. The league is highly competitive. The Premier League is so competitive this season. It's going to be very difficult to get that top 4 spot. Obviously, I'm hopeful that we can challenge for it and get it at the end of the season, obviously. However, it's going to be tough. And at the end of the day, if you win the Europa League, you get into the Champions League next season. So, you know, I'm thinking more from Daniel Levy's perspective here. He could see it as another route into the Champions League if we can't make those top 4 positions for some reason this year. And, you know, the other thing is we are the favourites. We are, categorically, with the bookies, the favourites to win the Europa League. Or at least we were when I last checked a few days ago. That means we, according to the bookies, have a better chance of winning the competition than Manchester United, than Roma, 2 teams that, you know, have that European pedigree and history and know what it takes to win finals and win games. So that should tell Ange and the players all they need to know really about how well they can do in this competition. There are no excuses for not getting into the top 8 of that group. The top 8 go automatically through in this new format of the Europa League, and there's no reason why we cannot be in that top 8 and avoiding the playoff fixture between, I think it's like 8th and 24th or something, go into a playoff round after this initial league phase is over. There are a couple of games in our run that are quite difficult. I'm thinking Roma at home will be a very tough game. Galatasaray away is going to be a very hostile trip. They've got some good players in their team. Dries Mertens, obviously Victor Osimhen is on loan there until January at least. So that will be a tough trip. So we have to make these points count against the likes of Qarabağ while we can, and just in case we do suffer any slip-ups in the campaign over the next couple of months. The fixture congestion is well and truly underway now, playing twice a week for God knows how long, Carabao Cup commitments, Europa League commitments, and obviously Premier League commitments, and then FA Cup commitments when that eventually starts as well, albeit that isn't until January of next year. So for me, I just want to see a good balance and mixture of first team players and some of the more youthful ones playing. I don't see why, if you don't surround Mikey Moore with the likes of, say, Kulusevski and Solanke and Maddison or Basuma, I don't see why he cannot thrive in that team, in this competition. You know, we fended off interest from the likes of Real Madrid and Chelsea and whoever else it may be for his signature over the summer. And we told him when he was signing his contract that there is a pathway into the first team for him. And, you know, I know he got a few minutes against Brentford at the weekend, but we want to be seeing him having some meaningful time on the pitch this season. And if he's not getting it against, I guess, these lower standard Europa League teams, when is he going to get it? The home games in the Europa League are an opportunity for Ange to be able to actually do the rotation and get away with it a little bit more than, say, being on the road, albeit that game against Coventry. You know, I don't think we underestimated them. I just don't think we had the quality on the pitch to get the job done and utterly dominate them. So I want to see a bit more of a finer balance. You know, I wouldn't be too upset if we see the likes of Heung-min Son rested, or perhaps Rodrigo Bentancur, although if his ban is coming for his comments made towards Sonny, then it's likely that he will play. But I wouldn't mind seeing a couple of those players rested if it means we could see Archie Gray in that number 6 role, you know, dropping one of Kulusevski or Maddison for Lucas Bergvall and allowing him to have another good game. I thought he played well enough against Coventry to earn another start in this Europa League game. And then Mikey Moore, who I've already mentioned. But then if we have the quality of, say, you know, Kulusevski or Maddison, one of maybe, I know Romero's banned, so Mickey van der Ven or Udogie or Porro, one of them playing, then I think that should be more than enough to get us over the line, get into the game, get an early goal, get on the front foot and dominate from start to finish. I don't think there's any other acceptable outcome in this match for the opponent that we're coming up against. I mean, no disrespect to Karabag, but of course, you know, when we're a team like Tottenham, who are one of the better teams in the Premier League and across Europe, you know, you cannot afford slip-ups against teams like this in a competition that is winnable. And I know a lot of you may not agree and may not think Tottenham are capable of winning it, because you may disagree with Ange, or you may not have liked the players we brought in this summer and we don't think the squad is capable or deep enough to be able to compete. The Europa League is winnable. 100%. You cannot get any drop-downs from the Champions League, so we go all out for it. And I really hope that is the mentality that Ange has. I think it was brought up in the fan forum on Monday night about wanting to do well in Europe. So hopefully Chairman Mr. Daniel Levy follows up his words with that, and we really, really go for it. So I'm really looking forward to the game personally. I think it's going to be a good one to watch under the lights at the stadium. Always a lovely occasion. I will be at the game, so as I mentioned, if you see me, feel free to come and say hello. But yeah, that is my preview for Tottenham's Europa League opener against Karabag. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up as well, and comment down below what are your score predictions going to be. I'm going to go for a 4-0 resounding, comfortable Tottenham victory with Mikey Moore getting on the score sheet. That's my bold prediction for this game. As I say, let me know what yours is down in the comments. I hope you enjoy the game. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Manchester United at the weekend, it's a big one. So stay tuned for some content surrounding that coming on the channel soon. And as always, come on you Spurs.